students, this is the continuation of the last lecture. In the last lecture, we discussed the concepts of tautology, contradiction and equivalent formulas and solving the problems on those topics using the truth tables. Right, we discussed the tautology, then contradiction, then logically equivalent. We solve the problems whether the given proposition is tautology or not, contradiction or not, and also whether the given two propositions are logically equivalent or not using truth tables. Right? In this class, we will discuss again the problems on tautology, contradiction, equivalent using equivalence formulas. In the last lecture, we completed the same topics using the truth tables. Now, in this class, again we solve the same problems proving the tautology, contradiction and whether the given two propositions are logically equivalent or not using the equivalence formulas and then duality law. Right? So, for these problems to solve tautology, contradiction and the given two propositions are logically equivalent, first of all we learn the equivalence formulas. Right. Equivalence formulas. Before learning about equivalence formulas, student once recall the topics of set theory in intermediate, it will be very helpful for the students. Simply remember one thing. Here true T is acting like as this is in mathematical logic, that is here. In intermediate already you know properties of set theory. There here T is acting like as universal set U, false is treated as empty set pi, right? So R is acting like union and is acting like intersection, negation is acting like complement of a set, right? Complement of a set, right? What is the first law? P and T is equivalent to P. So in set theory, A intersection T means universal set. A intersection universal set is A, right? We call this law is identity law in set theory also. Here P and T is equivalent to P. P or F means set A union. F means here empty set is equal to A. So P and T is equivalent to P. P or F is equivalent to P. We call this as identity law. You need to remember all these laws. So, better to easily understand with the notations of set theory, in the place of R consider union, in the place of and consider intersection. Negation is nothing but complement and true means universal set, F means empty set pi or null set pi. Next, second one, domination law. What is the domination law? There we call it as A union universal set is equal to universal set, because universal set is the set which consisting of all the sets under consideration. So A intersection F means here empty set. What is this one? Null set. So like that P or T is T because T is here considered as universal set and F is considered as null set. P and F is F, we call this as domination law, idempotent law. If a variable is repeated n number of times, P or T, in between those variables either R symbol, otherwise end symbol is there, we write the variable single time. We call that law as idempotent law. Next one, double negation law. What is double negation law? It is negation of negation P is equal to P. like A complement, whole complement is equal to A in set theory. So negation of negation P is P. The next one, commutative law. What is the commutative law? A union B equal to B union A intersection B equal to B intersection A. It is in set theory. Otherwise, if we consider commutative under addition means 1 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 1. So here the symbols are different. P or Q is same as Q or P. P and Q is same as Q and P. That is same as commutative. From 5th standard onwards, we learn about commutative and associative laws. Next one is associative law. When we apply the associative law, its symbol is the same. To change this bracket, here the bracket otherwise parenthesis is for first set and second set. If we want to change the bracket for the second set and third set, we use the associative law. Associative law is applicable for three variables. And the symbols must be same. To change the brackets, we use the associative law. The next one is distributive law. Similarly, distributive law is also applicable for 3 variables, which is same as distributive law for set theory. What is the distributive law? A union B intersection C is equal to A union B intersection A union C. This is the distributive law for set theory. Now coming to the distributive law for the mathematical logic is here also 3 different variables are there, and also to apply the distributive law, one is R, second one is AND. If one is R, second one must be AND. Then the formula is PRQ and then PRR. So this is the distributive law. Next one, De Morgan law. In set theory, De Morgan law is A union B whole complement is equal to A complement intersection B complement. A intersection B whole complement is A complement union B complement. Here also same. Complement means in mathematical logic we use negation. Negation if we apply inside the brackets. So negation is applied to each variable and this AND becomes R. If we apply negation to R, R becomes AND. So whenever we are taking negation inside of the brackets, we call that law as De Morgan law, and applying negation to each variable, and AND becomes R. When we apply negation to R, R becomes AND. We call this as De Morgan law. Next one, implication equivalence. Why it is helpful? Implication equivalence is useful to change the conditional statement, otherwise implication statement, in terms of R symbol and symbol, right? So another one is, so what is the implication? P implication Q. Whenever P implication Q is there, we can replace it by negation P R Q. It is a very important formula to convert this implication to using negation R and symbol. Next one, contrapositive statement. Already in the previous class we discussed for a conditional statement P conditional Q, it is equivalent to its contrapositive, which is nothing but the second variable negation, implication, the first variable negation. So P conditional Q is equivalent to contrapositive. Next one, biconditional equivalence. So P biconditional Q is equivalent to P and Q are negation P and negation Q. You need to remember both conditional and biconditional equivalence formulas, because both are helpful whenever we convert conditional and biconditional in terms of AND or negations. So next one is a negation law. So in set theory it is A union A complement is equal to universal set. Here also P or negation P is highest term in this logic is true. So it is equivalent to true. P and negation P, like A intersection A complement is equal to empty set pi. So P and negation P is equivalent to empty set. Null set is the least set in set theory. In this logic, the least set is false F. So F here is negation law. Next, absorption law. It is also very important law, but don't confuse with distributive law and absorption law, because distributive law is also applicable for 3 variables. Here also 3 variables are there. One symbol is R, the other symbol is AND. Distributive law is applicable for 3 different variables, whereas absorption law, if you observe here, this P is repeated twice. So absorption law is also applicable to 3 variables. Among 3 variables, one variable is repeated twice. That is the first condition. Second condition is, if one is R, the other symbol must be AND, then it is equivalent to repeated variable P. So this is about absorption law. All these are equivalence formulas. These formulas are helpful to reduce very complex expression into a smaller expression. Right? You need to remember all the formulas. So equivalence expressions always be substituted for complex expressions, right? Which is useful to reduce the complex expression into simplified form. Next problem. Prove that it is equivalent formulas. So this is the expression. The other expression is R. We need to prove that this LHS expression is equivalent to RHS expression, right? So here the complex expression, otherwise the bigger expression is this one. So always better to consider the bigger expression and reduce it to small one. It is easy while we use the equivalence formulas. So consider the LHS term, which is negation P and negation Q and R, or Q and R, or P and R, right? So we consider that one. Here I solve this problem because at the first time it is difficult to the students, so step by step requirement is there. This is the LHS expression, right, which is equivalent to, we use this equivalent symbol, otherwise also we can use this symbol, right? So if you observe here, we write the first one as it is, R, and R is common in these two terms. In between the two parentheses, R symbol is there, right? So we are applying here distributive law. So distributive law from RHS to LHS. What is distributive law? Here we are applying P and Q are R is equal to P and Q are P are Q, P and Q, P and R, right? So now we are applying from RHS to LHS. Here P and Q are P are R. Otherwise, the another formula for this one is P and Q are R. This is another distributive law. We get P R R and Q R R, right? P and Q R R is equivalent to P R Q and Q R R. So and R R is common here. Otherwise here and or is common here. Distributive law. So and or is common, right outside and or. Right outside and or. So what is the remaining things? Q, R, P. We call this as a distributive law. Now, again we write the first term as it is. Right. Using associative law, we can change the brackets because both it is Q, R, P and R. So what is the associative law? Where we are applying the associative law? Here we are applying the associative law. Because these two symbols are same, negation P and negation Q and R are Q, R, P and R. Right? Here we are applying the associative law. So by associative law. Right. From these two terms, taking negation outside of the brackets, negation of P, R, Q. When we take negation from these two terms outside, this end becomes R. We call this law as by De Morgan law. By De Morgan law. Here and R. Here we apply QRP interchange with PRQ. We call this as commutative law. Where we are applying commutative? This commutative is applying here and De Morgan is applied here. Right? So which is, then we apply this here. Once again see here, negation of P, R, Q and R is repeated twice. So we apply and R whenever it is repeated, we apply the negation of PRQ or PRQ and R. What we call this law as distributive law. So by distributive law. Right? So we apply negation of PRQ, this term and this term, right, by using joining R and R is common. We call this distributive from RHS to LHS. Which is equivalent to, it is like negation of P or P, which is equivalent to true. Same variable negation and the same variable, we call it as by negation law. It is equivalent to P and R by negation law. So T and R, like U intersection A, it is equivalent to R. So we start with LHS. By applying the suitable equivalence formulas, we will get R. R is the RHS expression. So R is the RHS expression. So finally we prove that LHS is equivalent to RHS. Therefore, the given two propositions are logically equivalent using the equivalent formulas. But the easiest way is using the truth table procedure. Now coming to the next sum. Given proposition, we need to prove that which is a tautology using equivalent formulas. In the last class, we solved the same type of problem using the truth table, that is the easiest procedure. Here we need to solve the problem using equivalent formulas. In the examination point of view, in the examination paper, if they ask that using equivalent formulas, then you go to this procedure. Otherwise, better to apply the truth table procedure. Right. Again, I am solving the given expression. What is the given expression? It is PRQ and negation of negation P and negation Q or negation R or negation P and negation Q or negation P and negation R. This is the given expression, right? So, which is equivalent to? We write this PRQ as it is. Take this negation inside of the brackets. Negation of negation P is P by using the negation law. When we apply negation, end changes to R. So, negation Q changes to Q. Negation of R becomes end. Negation of negation R is R. Right, first expression completed. Now, R, negation P and negation Q or negation P and negation R. Right, next. This first one write as it is PRQ. Second one, apply for this term. One is R, the second one is and. Both symbols are different. We apply the distributive law. It becomes PRQ and PRR by using distributive formula. Right? So, R. Take this negation outside here. Negation of PRQ. Which formula we are applying? De Morgan law. Next, R. Write this negation of P and negation R again by taking negation outside. It becomes negation of PRR. Right? So, if you observe here, PRQ is repeated 2 times. It is same as, what is the formula of PRP? If one variable is repeated twice or thrice or 4 times, we write only single time. PRQ repeated twice, we write this as PRQ and PRR. Or negation of PRQ or negation of PRR. Take this negation from these 2 times outside, we write negation of PRQ. R becomes end. PRR. Right. Now if you see the same term and its negation. The same term and its negation. It is like PR negation P. PR negation P is same as true. We write it as same variable or its negation, we call it as true, T. So, we consider the given expression. Finally, we get T. That means given expression truth value is always T. Therefore, given expression is a tautology. Right? Therefore, given expression is a tautology. So, we can write it as PRQ and the negation of negation P and negation Q are negation R. Negation P and negation Q or negation P and negation R. Finally, it is equivalent to T by using the equivalent formulas. finally we are getting T. Same thing, I clearly write all the steps step by step. Here the modification is, here we are applying the De Morgan law. In the next step we write here and here we apply the De Morgan. For the second term we apply, here we apply distributive, here we apply De Morgan. Then in the next step, we apply idempotent law for these two. We write single time, right? We write as it is this term. Next, in the next step, we apply De Morgan law here. So we get from this one this step. Finally, variable, same variable repeated twice, but before the symbol is negation. P or negation P value is true by negation law. Therefore, given expression is a tautology. Right. Next, you need to prove that these two problems, the first one, these two are logically equivalent. The second one is a tautology. Already we discussed two problems. The first one consisting of R and end symbols only. You solve that problem, that is the exercise problem, that is you need to practice that problem. Second one, I will prove this one, which is P and Q conditional P R Q. It is equivalent to. We know that the formula of P conditional Q equivalent formula is negation P R Q. Means that for the left side we write negation, right side write as it is. In the place of conditional we write R symbol. So P and Q, first one, before that we write negation. In the place of conditional write R, second one is P R Q. Take this negation inside, negation P and becomes R, negation Q or P R Q. By using negation law, negation P R P is T or negation Q R Q is T. T or T is equivalent to T because it is T. Therefore, second one is a tautology. Right? Similarly, first one, consider this first expression and prove that it is the first expression. And by doing the simplification, finally you need to get the second expression. Then we can say that both are logically equivalent. Next, coming to the duality law. Two formulas x and x star are said to be duals of each other if one can be obtained by other by replacing end symbol by R and R symbol by end. And also if the expression consisting of special symbols true, if true is there T, then replace T by false and false by true. So replacing end by R, R by end. If the special variable T is there, T is replaced by F and replacing T by F and F by T. Right? So in the given expression, if R symbol replaced by end, if end symbol is there replaced by R, T is there replaced by F and F is there replaced by T. Now coming to the example, R symbol is replaced by end symbol replaced by R symbol replaced by S, then end symbol replaced by R, again end replaced by R. We will get the dual of the first expression. But if negation is there, write as it is. Coming to the second one, R is replaced by end is replaced by R, we will get the second expression. Right? So to get the dual of the given expression, we need to replace R by end and end by R, F by T and T by F. Now coming to the first one, here find the duals of each of these compound prepositions. Right? If R and T, F are there, we can replace. But what about biconditional? So like for this problem P biconditional Q, first of all, we need to change this biconditional into R symbol and symbol. So the formula for this one is P and Q R, negation P and negation Q. So whenever conditional is there or biconditional is there, we need to replace those using the equivalent formulas. So P biconditional Q equivalent formula, it is this one. Now dual of this one is, its a dual is, so P R Q and negation P R negation Q. It is a dual of P biconditional Q. Its second sum is there, T conditional Q. Again conditional is there. First we need to write that conditional into R and end symbol. Its equivalent is negation P R Q conditional R. So again first symbol negation R R. So take this negation inside, it is a De Morgan law. So dual is, what is this a dual? P R negation Q and R, right? So like that we need to find out the duals of the given expressions. If conditional or biconditional are there, we need to write conditional and biconditional using the equivalent formulas, right? So what is the summary of this class? Summary is, first, in this class we discuss tautology, contradiction and logically equivalent problems. Using equivalence formulas. So whenever we are using the equivalence formulas, we must know idempotent, distributive, associative, negation, double negation, implication, biconditional, commutative and associative. If we know all these formulas, then only we can convert the given entire expression into either tautology or contradiction or logically equivalent. Then we discuss the duality principle or duality law, which is obtained by replacing n by r by n and s by f, t by f and f by t. If any conditional or biconditional is there, convert that conditional and biconditional into r and end symbols. This is the summary of this class. In the next class we will discuss DNF and CNF, that is disjunctive normal form and conjunctive normal form. Thank you.